Yo, so I've been wanting to watch this video, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I like just reacting to these videos and chilling with y'all. Late night vibe, and I upload them like later on in the day or like as soon as I finish recording. But anyway, we got Why the Force of Death is Peak Naruto, bro. If anybody watches Naruto, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have. The tuning exams is one of the best arcs in anime. And they gonna show you why, bro. I'm talking too much. We just gotta get into the video.
This might be a little bit of a hot take, but for me, the CHUNIN exams is when Naruto really starts to feel like the story that I've loved for the past 15 years. The Zabuza arc is fantastic, and of course this isn't meant to in any way disrespect the emotional heights of those characters and episodes, but when I think of Naruto, my mind immediately goes to the very first tournament arc I ever experienced. The new cast of characters, each with a cool, unique set of powers, different challenges, and finding out the clever ways a ninja could overcome them, and of course the absolute epic, sometimes heartbreaking 1v1s that would go on to define fan favorite characters like Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Neji, and so on. But while the 1v1s go on to take the bulk of the arc and therefore steal a lot of the glory, for me, the highlight of the exams, and probably even all of Naruto, comes in a short...
Yeah, you gotta realize, look at the animation too. Like the animation, I know this was like, imagine if they made this now. Oh my god. It'd be on some Demon Slayer type time. But the animation was from like 2005 and it still holds up. That's crazy.
Naru, Neji, and so on. The ones that would go on to define fan favorite characters like Rock Lee, Shikamaru, Neji, and so on. But while the 1v1s go on to take the bulk of the arc and therefore steal a lot of the glory, for me, the highlight of the exams, and probably even all of Naruto, comes in a short 10 episodes or 19 chapters. My name is Hoodie Song, this is KATO, and today I want to talk about the Forest of Death. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by our Kickstarter. That's right, we are currently running a What does it mean to be a ninja? This is a question that's going to have a very different answer from an everyday person you meet on the street and someone who's into Naruto. Ninjas were a staple of pop culture long before the nine-tailed fox ever destroyed the Leaf Village. You picture the classic ninja in your head and you see a man dressed in all black from head to toe, sandals on his feet, and maybe a dagger or
Oh yeah, what do y'all think when y'all hear the word ninja? You know, do y'all think of, for me, I know I do watch Naruto, but it's like, are these guys, they are really ninja. And ninja and shinobi is two different things, I think. It's two different, isn't it? Ninja and shinobi are different. I don't know. But when I hear ninja, I think of like all black, you know what I'm saying? When I hear shinobi, it's these guys. I don't know
sword in his hand. But by the end of Naruto, a ninja is basically just an arbitrary term used to describe any warrior. Stealth is sometimes a factor, but rarely.
Yeah.
Deception, assassination, political machinations, not so much. Instead, a ninja in Naruto is much more similar to some type of elemental mage than a deadly spy. And while roots of that were always prevalent in the series, it was marginally less of the case in those early arcs. This is far from an indictment of later Naruto. I personally enjoy the war arc immensely, and some of my favorite fights are the big bombastic spectacles like Madara versus the Allied Forces, Sasuke versus Killer Bee, Naruto versus Pain, the list goes on. My point isn't to necessarily criticize, but rather highlight.
Yeah, definitely not. This is the last time I'm pausing the video, by the way. But I'm gonna say, yeah, what was y'all favorite fight, bro? I think mine has to go to the Pain versus Naruto. It gotta be, bro. It gotta be. Even the show and the game, like Storm 2 is my favorite Storm. It just had that element, bro. Like, it would just, like, you know what I'm saying? It had the story behind it. That was my favorite fight. That was my favorite fight, bro. And that's when Naruto started getting like a little bit toxic in a way, because you got to think, you know, everything started to get more overpowered. Shit started blowing up more. You had the tail beast shit, you know. But that's when everything started to get way overpowered in Naruto after the Pain arc. That's not a bad thing though. Not a bad thing at all, babe. Not a bad thing at all, babe.
Aesthetic difference that developed throughout the series' run. Remember, this is a manga that was being written in the year 2000. It's only natural with its length that Kishimoto's interests would evolve, even if not to every viewer's preference. But I think most fans would agree that when we revisit bits and sequences from part 1, there's this magic and charm to the street level, slightly more strategic, low magic feel that pervade every conflict. I mean, these 3 sound ninja were going to try and assassinate Sakura by putting a paper bomb on a squirrel.
Crazy.
And even better,
Insane.
when they're forced to come in, Sakura reveals this 2-stage trap with various wires and logs swinging down from above. It was gritty and calculated. It created this feeling that there was so much psychological warfare at play on top of all the cool hand-to-hand brawls. This is a feeling that I think is exemplified in the Forest of Death. One of the elements that this specific arc does, unique to most other parts of Naruto, is really test the limits of one's resources. Unlike the final exam, which has everyone rested up for a month, and even unlike the war, which occurred over the course of 1 day, I think, the Forest of Death is a 5-day event. And at this level for our Genin, 5 days of survival in combat really begins to stretch how far chakra and energy can go. Survival is in fact a great label for the theme of this exam's design. Part of what's so special about these first 2 exams is how they define what a ninja ought to be. Because the world of Naruto is so unlike our own, the role of a ninja is a little vague in some cases. Much like early One Piece goes out of its way to establish how a One Piece pirate compares to pirates we commonly associate with our history, the Naruto Chunin exams lay out a very specific idea of the skills necessary to be a ninja and what role.
Bro, I remember watching this arc, man, and just like going to play Naruto Clash of Ninja with my cousins and everything. Yo, that was it, bro. That was it. That's why everything like this was so exciting, because you had the video games, you could play as the characters. Your favorite character was either Rock Lee or Gaara back then, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Rock Lee, Gaara, Sasuke, and Neji. Yo, those were the guys. Those were the guys you would use. I ain't gonna lie. Those were the like most cool guys. Because Naruto at this point, he was like, I don't know. I want to give him some credit, you know. But it's like if you use Naruto in those games, you were just a fan of him. Like you wouldn't use him because of his moveset or his skills and everything. Because he wasn't like clean with the moves, you know. He just used his shadow clones to get you. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. Hey, only real ones know, though. Only real ones know.
We should expect these characters to fill in the larger world. The first test, a written exam, was about 2 things. It highlighted a theoretically important aspect of ninja life, being reconnaissance and subterfuge, and it also enforced the do-or-die, courageous mindset that would be necessary for any ninja on high-risk, important missions to have. The second test was a simulation of ninja war. The previous great wars are constantly revisited throughout Naruto as a source of backstories, an explanation of current political climates, and ultimately a thematically potent message about cycles of hatred. But before we experienced war through Nagato's eyes or witnessed a mission gone wrong with Obito, the Forest of Death really set the stage for what being on the battlefield is like in Naruto, or at least what it was supposed to be, but more on that later. Immediately when we enter the Forest of Death, 2 things are set up. Through Shikamaru and squad having to hide from enemies within the first 5 minutes, we establish just how small the forest really is. Despite each team starting in different sections with their own individual entrance, running into enemies is something that'll happen frequently and at a moment's notice. Yes, the forest is large enough that you could probably avoid a specific person, but you'd be incredibly unlikely to go at night without running into somebody. This creates a permeating level of stress and alertness in all of the characters. It communicates that any rest will be short and deficient if it exists at all, which will come significantly into play later on when Team 7 is.
It's just RNG, bro. It's just RNG. Sometimes you'll get blessed to not have to fight like anybody. To be honest, you'll have to fight somebody, but shit, you can go a few days without finding anybody. But sometimes you'll get like in a fight, and then you'll get out of a fight, and then someone else will find you weak as hell. You know, it's just like battle royales, bro. It's just like battle royales. The third parties be hitting. The third party's gonna be hitting in the Forest of Death. I know they was. I know the third parties was hitting, bro. I know it was crazy. You would have to get lucky not to get third party, and then somebody just take your scroll from you. You be fucked.
Is forced to take a break after fighting Orochimaru. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a group of enemy ninja plan an ambush on Kiba's squad only to be overtaken by disturbingly huge leeches that detect body heat and attack in groups. All it takes is a couple minutes before you've been completely wiped out by a force of nature. Not only are you in a small forest with enemies at all angles around you, the very earth itself is a threat. These 2 facts in tandem establish that the Forest of Death is going to be a dangerous, 5-day-long test of one's abilities to survive against all odds. It simulates what was necessary for ninja in recent history, engaging in grueling trench warfare in settings just like this. If I could summarize the Forest of Death in 2 words, it would be exhausted desperation.
This is the last time I posted the video, by the way. Yo, Orochimaru, bro. Oh my god. Now let me tell you about him. As a kid, I used to think like, yo, this guy is. First of all, I knew he wasn't no fucking Genny. That was crazy. That nigga was fucking. That nigga is. It was Jonin level. Nigga was stronger than Kagashi, bro. I was like, yo, this guy he cannot. I said, yo, this guy can go toe to toe with the Hokage. When I first seen him, bro, I said, I swear this guy can go toe to toe with the best of them. So I knew he wasn't no Genny. But for real, like when he revealed his face, like he was in part one. Orochimaru was like a special kind of villain in all of shonen anime because he had that intimidation factor. Like every time you heard his name in the series, it had weight to it. Oh, like some deep dark shit is gonna happen, or that's his name is connected to some dark shit, some crazy shit. And honestly, I thought he was gonna be the final villain for the series, but yeah, he definitely got worse than that. You know, not worse in a bad way. I'm just talking about like just stronger guys out there. So I didn't. Yeah, he still should have died though. I ain't gonna look at.
And a sequence that I think encapsulates that incredibly well is one of the most memorable fights in the entire show. A battle that would give our Uchiha his legendary curse mark and set him down a path for power that would frame the narrative for the next decade. Sasuke versus Orochimaru. The undeniable fact about most series, including Naruto, is that we all have a pretty good idea that our main characters aren't just going to randomly die in the middle of an arc with no emotional or narrative climax to be had. In the Forest of Death, when Naruto and Sasuke start fighting against this random ninja who other characters are hyping up to be some legendary, dangerous killer, we don't really think they'll die. But even in knowing that, there's still the question left of how they'll manage to survive. Despite not knowing much about Orochimaru at this point in the story, it's explicitly clear that he is much stronger than all of Team 7 combined, especially without Kakashi around. Before their fight even begins, Sasuke and Sakura are almost paralyzed by the sheer bloodlust exuding from Orochimaru's glare. The intense aura is only barely shaken off through pain when Sasuke is forced to physically stab himself in the leg with a kunai. Team 7 has been outclassed before. The very first arc had them diving headfirst into a mission way above their ranking and nearly dying to Zabuza and Haku. But despite that experience, Orochimaru makes his mark on the characters as an entirely different beast. I find this moment where Sasuke desperately fends off a giant snake to be chilling. An elite rookie, almost always composed and cool, is shuddering in fear. Sasuke is shook to his core after only a brief stare down with his opponent, making it clear that we are on a different level now. Watching this fight, it is clear how fruitless every attempt at winning seems to be. No matter what clever strategy, no matter what hype reversal, Orochimaru refuses to die and consistently gets the better end of our main characters. This moment where Naruto holds off the snake and saves Sasuke's life feels like the moment where the fight should start to go in their favor. And yet immediately afterwards, Orochimaru locks away Naruto's Nine Tails chakra and knocks him out for the remainder of the fight. And despite the absolute epic display of taijutsu and wire work from Sasuke, Orochimaru remains practically unharmed. This is a ruthless battle that showcases Naruto and Sasuke at literally—
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap, bro. I'm not gonna cap, yo. I was kind of jealous for Naruto going crazy on Orochimaru right here, bro, because I was rooting for my guy Naruto, bro. And just to see Sasuke do that, I was like, damn. The gap between them is crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was with the whole like Naruto and Sasuke little rivalry thing. I was deep into that. So I was like, I wanted Naruto to get as strong as Sasuke for them to fight. But I was like, damn, this one gonna set you back, my boy, cause he throwing him with a Sani, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's crazy. But nah, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep playing the video. I ain't gonna pause it too much.
The height of their current abilities, and yet every instance that feels like they should come out on top proves utterly worthless against such a significant foe. And the crazy thing is, this isn't even the most lethal fight of the exam, because while it wasn't clear at the moment, Orochimaru's motivations were far from killing his eventual Uchiha prey. What this fight did do was set the stage for round 2, an exhausted showdown between the Sound Trio and basically the entire roster of Leaf Genin. Remember what was initially established when we first began this exam. Over the course of these 5 days, you are in constant danger. Chances at resting will be few and far between. That early setup is now being paid off when Sakura is left alone to look after an unconscious Naruto and Sasuke. No matter what anyone says, this defensive trap by Sakura is awesome in my books. While it doesn't work out, the forethought and strategy—
Yo, I gotta do.
defensive—
Yo. Yo, them hand signs slow as hell, bruh. Yo, Sakura was crazy in part one, bro. She was something. She was
Trapped
definitely
by
something. Not something good, but
alone to look after an
something, bro.
unconscious Naruto and Sasuke. No matter what anyone says,
Yo, them hand signs slow as hell. Like, what the hell she doing? You don't see people really doing it that slow though.
this defensive trap by Sakura
Like this, it's too slow. Niggas usually be like, like yeah, but you see her, you could tell she's weak.
is awesome in my books. While it doesn't work out, the forethought and strategy she displayed were pretty intelligent, and it set the stage for an emerging pattern of our allied ninja making clever, cool attempts at defeating the trio, only to repeatedly get shut down and hammer in that sense of desperation and danger. The Forest of Death sets this idea that war in the world of Naruto is exhausting. It's dangerous missions carried out by underqualified ninja in battlegrounds that aren't to your advantage. The odds are always against you. Your opponent will not be on equal skill level. The days are long, seemingly endless, forcing you to take food pills and convince your body to stay fighting. The Forest of Death shows us that war is hell. And I suppose this would make you think that when the time came and we actually experienced war firsthand, it would shake out to be something like what was set up here. For as draining and brutal the Forest of Death was, as a story, it was the exact opposite. The second exam kept you on the edge of your seat. It presented this gritty, ground-level conflict and had you continuously guessing how Team 7 were going to get out of it. And while parts of that remained true in the eventual war, mostly centered around Madara wiping the floor with everyone, so much still ended up being lost. Instead of weeks, maybe months of battles in the trenches, the entire thing goes by in a single day. And in place of wire traps, paper bombs, and small, clever outplays, we instead get bombastic jutsu revelations.
Yeah, like I meant like this, like all this shit started happening after the Pain arc. You got introduced to the Almighty Push, the Shinra Tenseis, bro. Yeah, it definitely got crazy. It definitely got crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
I like a lot of the war arc. Even some of the things I just mentioned can be pretty cool. But there was an undeniable charm to the scale and tone of what.
But at some point, bro, you can't really be using those those kunai wires against people like, you know, the higher echelons of people like Obito, you know, Madara. You can't use them against that. Like, I don't know, you can't use that shit. It seems kind of useless. So it's kind of like you really just gotta have that firepower, you know. You can't really be using those tactics. They're just way above it. Unless you're like really smart with it, there's no way.
We saw in the Forest of Death. It was
well, there's no way you're gonna beat them with them. Like you can probably. Nah, you're not gonna beat them.
An aesthetic approach to the story that got more and more lost as the years went by. When I think of the best moments of later Naruto, they're moments that call back to this very aesthetic. The beautiful taijutsu bout between Obito and Kakashi brings back the memories of this scene right here. Arguably the best Akatsuki fight. Obito and
He was done with that.
Kakashi brings back the memories of this scene right here. Arguably the best Akatsuki fight utilizes the clever Shikamaru strategies that were forged in these Chunin exams. In its hundreds of episodes, this anime is a hell of a thing to try and rewatch. I've been going at it on and off for the past couple of years, and in doing so, I've been blessed with this special feeling revisiting the older arcs. It's not just nostalgia. This stuff was important to me as a kid, but so were a lot of things that no longer hold up. The Chunin exams, and particularly the Forest of Death, continue to impress me to this very day, and in a way that is wholly unique to its later counterparts. For its seemingly endless list of amazing fights, for its ability to masterfully weave tone and stakes, for its introduction to one of anime's greatest villains, I think it's fair to say that this was peak Naruto. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
For the next month, we're kickstarting a Roblox over at Patreon.
It definitely was peak Naruto. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, yo. That's all. Damn. What arc was y'all bet? You know what? Okay, here it is. What was y'all favorite arc that y'all watched in Naruto? Shippuden Part 1, whatever, bro. It can even be Boruto. I'll accept Boruto, bro. What was y'all favorite arc in Naruto? That's all I want to know, man. But if y'all like the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the second channel, man. And until my next one, bro.